Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast, where two lifelong horror fans talk all things horror. Pour yourself your favorite drink and hang out. Here are your hosts, Josh and Jake.
Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, we are going to be going over
2002's Signs, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
So make sure you throw on your tinfoil hats and get prepared for this amazing episode.
Don't want me to hear your thoughts.
But you guys want to hear our thoughts, hopefully, on this movie.
Yeah.
So what we'd like to let anybody new to the channel know.
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Pretty please.
You can also find us on Spotify.
Yep.
Apple. Google. And Anchor.
Yeah.
Also on Instagram, J Squared Horror Podcast. Link tree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every single Thursday, we try to bring you guys amazing original horror podcast stuff. And this week, for all of our YouTube watchers, you get to see me and Jake sitting here in tinfoil hats. For our audio listeners, I'm sorry. You just get to hear our beautiful voices.
Yeah, you can just imagine the hats.
Just imagine these beautiful, majestic tinfoil hats. M. Night Shyamalan, and Signs, which came out in 2001?
2, I think?
2.
Yeah.
You said it. This movie, I wasn't quite sure heading into it.
If it held up
I
not.
hadn't seen it in a few years.
Yeah, me either.
It had been one of those ones that, we had decided. Obviously, you guys that have listened to our other episodes know we've been kind of promoting new ideas and new upcoming episodes. And so we had talked about it. We decided on it. And I'm very excited that we're covering it because holy shit balls. This movie is very, very good.
Yeah, I know we've had episodes in the past where movies we've seen before
Yeah.
that we enjoyed,
Yeah.
that we watched it, and they sucked.
Yeah.
But this one is not one of those movies.
So this is obviously, for those of you who have seen it, you know what it's about. If you haven't seen it, stop. Go watch it. I watched it on HBO Max for free. How'd you watch it?
Amazon Prime.
You rented it?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have to, Amazon Prime, I think it's like $3.99, correct?
$3.99, yep.
All this will make sense. This is it's a monster movie. And it's a very well done monster movie.
It is.
Because I think a big part of monster movies is the anticipation of the monster. And when you decide to either show it or not. And I think for an alien movie, they did it ridiculously well in this movie.
So I agree. What I like about it is you know something's going on. It's like the small thing, like the dog.
Yeah.
And the shit at the house that night.
Yeah.
Where they hear something.
Yeah.
Jump on the roof.
Yeah.
And they're chasing around the house.
That scene, I know that it might have been used for like comic relief, and definitely that now I'm rewatching it at an older age and like later on in life, and like obviously I've watched hundreds if not thousands of other horror flicks since then. This movie, like that whole Joaquin Phoenix, holy shit.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Mel Gibson, thank you for coming into the horror realm with us and doing this amazing flick.
Kills it.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Just the contrast in their personalities when they're at the front door.
Yes, dude, it's so good. So they have he's like you find out through the movie he was a father. He was a pastor or a Catholic priest. Mm-hmm. And so he doesn't like cuss. He doesn't really like technology. Like he's definitely like an old soul.
Yeah.
And so Joaquin's his younger brother. And he's like, what do we do to scare him? And he's like, we're going to run out there. We're going to cuss. And he's like, I'm really not good at cussing. And he's like, all right, well, then just make noises. And he's like, well, like, what noises do I make?
Yeah.
And he's like, just follow my lead, be scary, you know. And it kind of reminds me sometimes of like us preparing for an episode, like, or just like some of the talks we have before we start an episode, or like trivia, for instance. Like when we used to get in front of groups of people, we would have pep talks where it's just like, I'm kind of Joaquin, and you're like, I don't know words. And then you get this amazing, he's running around, I'm a madman, you know, and like he finally says like ass, and then like they meet at the other side of the house. He's like, I curse, and he's like, I know, I heard. It was a really good, like, intense scene with a great comedic relief right away. Yeah, but done in a very, very honest way. Like it was very good with what you've already learned about these characters.
Yeah, I like that. It wasn't forced at all. It was just you know their personalities. This is their interaction.
Yeah. So this movie, we kind of complained about this on our Slaughterhouse Rules episode, where sometimes if you build up too much of the characters in the beginning parts of the movie, you can get bored, you can get lost. And what I meant earlier when I said that monster movie, you know, the anticipation of the monster, or you actually confirming what you're dealing with, this movie leaves you with a lot of what if.
Yeah.
Is it really happening? And a lot of times, obviously, alien movies are going to be like that. They are. It's a terrifying concept as human beings that something else from somewhere else can actually come until it's confirmed or denied throughout the film.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy, and this is not planned. This isn't scripted, that we can come off of an episode like Slaughterhouse Rules. And of course, we sprinkled in Friday the 13th for all of our horror fans out there on Friday the 13th. But it's a fun comparison of two monster movies.
Yeah, it is.
Of like a well done 20, what the fuck? Oh my God. 21 years ago?
Yeah.
It can drink.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, and then you got the really smart kid and like reading up on stuff, and like I just thought that they covered all of their bases in this movie. And M. Night Shyamalan, I'm just going to say M. Night from now on. I don't like saying his last name because my brain gets really confused.
Is it M for mid?
I don't know.
Is it Midnight Shyamalan?
It might be.
Okay.
But I think this is where a lot of us had hope for the continuous films like this.
See, that's what... Okay. A lot of people rag on M. Night.
Thank you.
For saying that he's like... makes a lot of like plot twist movies.
He does.
Does he really, though?
I don't know. I mean, the one I think of off the top is The Village.
Yeah, so that's one movie. I feel like people just rag on this dude because The Sixth Sense had a plot twist.
He did do The Sixth Sense.
People loved that movie.
That was prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he made a few more after that, like The Village. I like The Happening.
Was it The Lady in the Water? I actually enjoyed that movie.
That shit was trash.
Okay.
And that one. So I feel like he's known as the plot twist guy, but the difference between a plot twist and just like explaining why something's happening.
My friend Veda said that he used up all of his Shyamalan on this one movie because nothing after Signs was really held up to. If you compare Sixth Sense and Signs to his other films, it seems like he kind of loses an identity.
I feel like you're seeing Devil.
The elevator movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Terrible.
You think it's terrible?
I do.
Yeah, it's not old.
Old was interesting because I watched it hella late. I was way after obviously it came out in theater. I think it was on HBO Max as well. M. Night must have something with HBO Max because I'm able to find some of his movies. Thank you, HBO Max. But I feel like Old... if we ever get into that movie, we'll get into it. But I feel like there are certain aspects of that movie where if he just did one thing differently, it could have saved the film, and sometimes that will ruin the film.
Okay.
But Signs is his second best work.
I think it's his best work.
Yeah, I guess so. I haven't seen that other one. What is it?
What other one?
The one we just said.
Old?
No, before.
The Visit?
No, before.
I don't think you said The Visit. Sixth Sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't rewatched Sixth Sense since it like came out, so I'm not going to say that. But
it's a great movie. Don't
Signs
get me
is
wrong.
really good.
But I feel like Signs is better because of the one thing people complain about, the plot twist. There is no plot twist in this movie. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, this movie is an alien movie.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
It is.
You do sprinkle in some life stuff, and so I thought it was. I always think about some of the scary movies.
Yeah, I do too.
So like the
too.
hat growing with
Yeah.
like shit like that. I'll crack up throughout the movie about it. But and then they pee out of their fingers and then that shit's so funny. It is really funny. But so let's go back to the anticipation and how well they do it. Because you pick a perfect location of this movie to be on. Obviously, crop circles.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big part of it. And so it starts off, and you're like, it's crop circles.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's going on. And we are all like, ooh. But they're just like, oh, them damn boys from across town messing with our farm.
But they said 2 or 3 people can make those things real quick.
Yeah, they do it with the rope and pieces of wood. They
Crazy.
bend the
yeah,
stalks.
I know it bend doesn't break.
Yeah,
but that's insane to me that thing like a man-made thing.
I mean, I don't know if people. I guess people have done it and been like, "Oh yeah, we can," because there are crop circles in real life that are unexplained.
Unexplained,
like science.
Like they're aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I didn't do any alien research. I would have never been prepared for this episode if I dove down that.
Aliens.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do not.
No, stop it.
I don't.
What do you mean you don't believe in aliens?
So aliens, are they real? My opinion is no. That's what I mean by it. I don't think they're real. Do I believe there's other life?
Yeah.
Outside of this universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you believe in aliens.
But I think they look like you and me.
No, that's
impossible.
People.
How's that impossible?
Because we're on Earth. We are used to our stuff.
I'm sure they look to me like humans. I don't think they're like
humanoids. Yes, but I don't think they have the pigmentation, the hair.
I don't think they're
the eyes,
long
the
or
skin,
tall, skinny, green.
You don't have to go green,
yellow, purple. I don't think they're real.
Camouflage.
Yeah.
I think that's very likely.
That was a very interesting concept. But if there are aliens, I feel like to us they look like us. Kind of like that movie They Live.
Oh, with the lizard people?
Yeah,
or the alien
thing.
thing?
You see with the sunglasses?
Yeah.
I feel like if there are aliens here, they look like us.
I feel like M. Night did the best job of depicting what I would think aliens would be.
They're just generic, tall, lanky, green colored.
Humanoid creatures. They're not green colored.
They are green colored.
Not in this movie.
Yeah,
they are literally camouflaged.
They're green.
No, they're not. The only reason that one was green when it pops out is because he just left a bush.
Still green though.
Yeah, because he left a bush.
Also, when they were in the house,
he was blending. If you look carefully, he's blending into the backgrounds.
Of a green background?
No, it's not green.
No, the scene where they're in the house, like that final confrontation, and you see it like close up, kind of eye to eye. His skin is green.
It's like a dark.
Also, when he reaches out,
green and red
the pantry, it's green
and red.
Green is the main color though. Green is the base color here.
It's. I get it. Green's my favorite color.
Mine too.
So, but you had to hold on. How do you not believe in aliens, man? You just said you believed in aliens. You just don't believe in the depiction that we get of aliens.
No, I didn't say aliens per se. I said
you believe that there's life outside of our planet. That's an alien.
How's that an alien?
An alien. The definition of an alien is something from somewhere else.
Okay, so someone from
Florida. Yeah, someone from Mexico is technically an alien into the United States.
Someone from North Carolina who's not from here is an alien?
If you break it down to that depiction, because of the way our country's set up, no. But technically, they consider like illegal immigrants aliens.
Okay.
Not the sci-fi aliens we get, but the technical definition of an alien is that. So my thing is there are other creatures or beings from outside of our planet that would be considered aliens, extraterrestrials, if you will.
Okay.
Because there's no way we're the only living, breathing things in this universe. It's way too big of a universe for us to be that naive.
There can't be humans somewhere else in a different galaxy?
I believe humanoid-like creatures, yes, but not to our looking.
Okay.
Because we're not top. We're not. Woof. We got a lot of issues here on Earth.
I mean,
every
place has issues.
Yeah, but I do feel like if there were, because they're always depicted as like superior races or superior beings, and so I feel like that they would come across. That's why I said that M. Night does the best job of depicting like the size. They look muscular. You know, I don't know if there's like male and female versions. Like, I don't know about all that stuff, but like I think that is what I believe would be what we got, not the little 3-foot Pauls.
That's a good movie.
That's a great movie. I love that movie, and it's my boys.
Okay. All right. So no, we talked about briefly, I guess, like some of the meaning behind a few things, whatever.
Yeah.
Quick question for you.
What's up?
'Cause I was curious about it. So when they're early in the movie still,
Yeah.
when they have the baby monitor,
Yeah.
and they're trying to hear what's going on, when they're on top of the car,
Yeah.
when all 4 of them touch, is when they can hear it the clearest.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I just think it was the height at which that kid was.
Well, he was at the same height the entire time.
And they portrayed it as like
as soon as they
fed
touched
through. And the only thing that I could say is like the electric pulses inside of human bodies.
Okay.
It was magnetized towards the baby monitor because that's quadruple the amount of what it would normally be.
Okay.
Or that the extraterrestrials can feed off of that power and it could be used like a satellite.
Okay.
Like our own, because we're like car engines. We need electricity in us to turn on, to be alive.
Okay.
So I feel like that's probably why he depicted it in that manner.
Okay.
Also for this reason right here, so you can talk about it. But I didn't even think about that when I was watching it. I just thought that they finally got to the peak. But you're right. It's the kid, Joaquin, the girl, and then Mel Gibson.
Yeah, the second
they all touched. It got loud.
You can hear it the clearest and the loudest.
Cuts off.
Yeah.
Maybe they felt it.
Yeah.
Maybe they sensed it because of all that power.
Yeah. I mean,
what'd you think?
Well,
like, what was your initial thought? Because you wrote it down for a reason.
Yeah, actually, this just popped in my head.
Oh, this just popped in. That's not even off the cheat sheet.
No, it's totally different.
Shit, my bad.
So
my bad.
I think it sends some type of message, especially later on in the movie, about needing each other.
Yeah.
And it's something you can't, most issues, a lot of problems in life, you can't fight on your own.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the answer is to do it together.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely deeper than what I said. It's electricity. Also, you can kind of go along that, like, that's the moment they all believed it.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of the movie, too.
Yeah, it all clicks at one time.
Yeah. So they all believed it at that moment, so it came through the clearest.
Although Mel Gibson was fighting it, though.
Mel Gibson, I mean, obviously, and I think they used that very well from a Christian, from a religious believing background. You are going to fight the unknown a lot more than others.
Yeah, I agree.
And you see that in our world now. I mean, they'll fight, or not they, I don't want to categorize them in one group, but you do notice that like a Christian-based group of people will fight that kind of stuff the hardest. And I think the Catholic Church is notorious for fighting stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, coffee was considered like the worst thing ever when it was found. The Catholic Church tried to ban it.
I mean, coffee's not good, so.
It's amazing. It's how I survive, but I get not everybody needs it.
Just dirt water.
It's the best dirt water in the world. I make my living off of that dirt water, you fuck. Talking shit about my livelihood here. What I've dedicated 12 years of my fucking life to. It's horror and coffee. That's all I've got in this life. He just shits on it. He shits on my horror beliefs. He shits on my livelihood. What the fuck is this guy?
That also.
Excuse me, guys.
Another scene that jumped out to me, what I enjoyed, when they were sitting on the couch.
Uh-huh. The brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just, he's he asked him, "Do you really think this is the end of the world?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah, that's you. That would be you.
Yeah,
I would be Joaquin, and you would be Mel."
And then as they're talking, and I liked when he asked him, or he told him, there's two different types of people out there.
Yeah.
People who believe in signs and miracles.
And I love that because they said the name of the movie.
Yeah. And people who think people just get lucky.
Yeah.
I know me personally, I believe in like signs and like miracles and stuff.
Predestined and signs and like looking, like you notice something and you're going to like think about it and like try to figure it out or try to like heed the warning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, are you the type of person that like, if you see like a car like do something wild, like will you not go that way?
No, I won't.
Go
Yeah.
a long way?
You never know. So like my license plate has 777 on it.
Yeah.
You know? So
It's
I feel
supposed to be
like
luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lucky. But has many unlucky things happened to me? Yeah.
My mom has 666 on hers.
Does she?
Yeah. Not intentionally. Like my mom's cool as shit and she's like
she is, yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely like into like harder music, but she has her Christian beliefs. But it was funny because she like sent me a picture and was like, should I change it? Anybody that knows me knows immediately. Nah, that's amazing. But
Keep it.
I can see how somebody that would lean towards the signs aspect of life of like, fuck, like my license plate has 666 on it. I might be getting a lot of flat tires and dead batteries.
Sure.
And she did struggle with a bunch of dead batteries there for a while. So, Mom, I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong advice. I should have followed the signs.
And then when he says to him, you know, there's a possibility that there are no coincidences.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or most times, things play out
Exactly.
how they're supposed to play out.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. You can be 100% sold on something.
Yeah.
I think this is the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Best thing to do. And it doesn't play out that way, you know? Or you go somewhere and you run into somebody and that's, you know, that leads to the dream job you always had.
I hate always saying this, but the podcast is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
So me and Jake, I know it's hard to tell because of our amazing on-screen and on microphone chemistry, but we've only known each other almost 2 years.
Yeah.
That's it. And we were talking about this before we did this episode and how like, holy shit, imagine if we met as kids, like how far along our friendship and our podcast or whatever we decide to do together, we kind of give it our all. But it is crazy because even in our friendship, there was a moment where like I got put on the shit list for some actions that I made.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows Jake knows that once you make his shit list, sayonara.
Yeah.
He pretty much sticks to it. Now, because of who I am, me going up to him man-to-man and us having a brief little chat, he then decided there's something about this guy where I think I can give him another chance.
Yeah.
So I can confirm that Jake does fully believe the signs theory.
I do.
And I'm kind of hit or miss, depending on what it is. I try to find the benefit of the doubt or like the best in situations, but sometimes I need to see the signs because I'm an idiot. I'll just keep having shitty people around me.
We all make bad choices.
Yeah, but yeah, Jake is a firm believer in the sign theory.
Yeah. And I like how the conversation wrapped up with them.
Yeah.
Because he asked him, or he confirms that he believes in signs and miracles.
Yeah.
And he asked Mel Gibson's character, what do you believe in?
Yep.
And he asked him, do you feel comforted? He goes, yeah. He said, then does it matter?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing I will give M. Night in this movie is you can take out a lot of that.
You can.
And you missed it. We talked about this earlier. I didn't pick up on any of that shit as a kid.
Me neither.
At all.
I just knew aliens.
I was like, holy shit, aliens.
Yeah.
And water and aluminum foil hats. But yeah, there's a lot of deep meanings to this movie and a lot of growth. But the thing, like I mentioned, that this movie does better than, say, a movie like Slaughterhouse Rules, and the only reason I keep bringing that up is because it's the most recent monster movie we covered, and they did it the wrong way, is you can sprinkle that in during the movie in contextual conversations that don't waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
But also add value to the movie.
Very true.
And that's something that horror needs to do better in a lot of instances, but the people that do it right, and it gets across very well.
Yeah.
Me and Jake are big on dialogue. Dialogue in movies is very important. Obviously kills, obviously the monsters and stuff like that. But when you're able to do something like this, in a movie like this, that you don't need it, but it also adds a whole nother level of density to the movie, but it doesn't like add screen time or just like ridiculous backstories. Now they do kind of waste some with the backstory about the mom. I'm kind of still figuring that out myself.
Well, the thing about the mom, so that
they tie it in very well.
Yeah.
Because she ended up like almost knowing the future because of what she says when she's dying.
Yeah.
Still, I don't need all the flashbacks.
I think I like that because it explains why he's no longer father.
Yeah, I mean, obviously something like that.
Yeah, why he loses his faith, and that this entire process helps him regain his faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I do love the fact that M. Night decides that his character is going to be the wife murdering.
Yeah, that was good.
Veterinarian. This kid, this boy in this movie.
So the doctor that they ask him to take the dog to, is that M. Night's character?
Well, if you hear it, they ask, "Are you going to take him to the vet?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Nah, this other guy will do just fine."
Yeah,
and we now know why.
Yeah,
because the vet is the guy that killed their mom and his wife.
Yeah, he didn't want to fuck with him.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, they stared him down in the pizza shop. Hey, man, I get it.
Like
you made a mistake.
Intense.
You fell asleep. I mean, you probably should have moved.
And the way M. Night drives in this movie leads me to believe that he would kill somebody.
He's very aggressive.
Very aggressive. You got to back out of the parking spot that aggressively in your 1998 Suburban.
Yeah. Although I love when they're having that conversation, how he ends it and tells him, "Don't look in the pantry. I'll lock one in there," and just pulls off.
Yeah, but like once again, aggressive as fuck, like out of his own damn driveway. In those instances, like obviously M. Night's not a great actor, but he does just enough to get through the scenes. But in a movie like this, it definitely pops out just a little bit more because the acting in this movie, even the kids, are just ridiculous.
They're incredible.
The two bad actors or actresses in this movie is M. Night and the cop. Those
the cop was okay.
No, she was not. She gets through her role. But man, she's a presence, boy. And I love the fact that so it ties in also I had the word, but I forgot it. The difference between small town, fear and then normal fear, because once this stuff starts happening, they cut to this guy that owns a bookstore, and he's they're just trying to sell more damn soda. and the news is playing all these what's going on in the world, are there aliens, blah blah blah. And then I love this little part. A Coke commercial comes on during that scene. He's like, "There's number 13." And then they actually played some of the Coca-Cola commercial, or not Coca-Cola, but the soda commercial. And it's little things like that I really enjoy about this movie, because it kind of gives you a fucking second to take a breath, man, because there's a lot of anticipation and build up and stuff like that.
There are some pretty intense moments.
I would say that, what do you think is the scariest part? What did you, or what do you still think was the scariest part of this movie?
The scariest part of this movie for me was probably the pantry scene.
The pantry scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he takes a knife and he slides under the door and he doesn't see anything. And the look he has, almost like, what the fuck am I doing?
Dude, so in that moment, I loved that whole scene.
Yeah.
Because it's I'm a brave man. And it's I'm going to, all right, I'm going to look down. I don't see nothing. Cool. I'm going to get up. I'm going to grab a knife. I'm going to look. I'm kind of scared. I put it back. I'm gonna leave. He almost gets out, stops, and is like, all right. Let me just look, because he saw the shadow.
Yeah.
And then the shadow's gone, and then like this is one of those like your heart is just like, I can't fucking take this anymore. Yeah. Like, and I've seen this movie,
I know, right?
multiple times, yeah. And sitting here last night, my heart was like, and I'm like, and then I forgot, like, does he pop up in the knife? Like, then the fucking hand comes out, and his immediate reaction is just fight or flight. Just chop some fingers off, and then so mine, for the life of me, for as long as I've seen this movie, is the birthday camera scene.
Really?
It was one of those, like, quintessential, you're scared of daylight now.
Oh, yeah, true.
Like, like, I've seen stuff like that pantry scene in other movies. Obviously not to that extent, but that whole, like, something's not supposed to be there. Yeah. But that shit where it's like almost like a found footage film, I love that shit. So it's like, all the kids are in the way. And I love that, like, they cut to Joaquin watching it, and he's like telling the kids to move.
Vámonos.
Like, that shit had me, like, that's what I'm saying about this movie. Like, the acting was so great. It added so much to this movie. And then you get the fucking alien. Like, no questions asked. There's a fucking being that's not of this earth, just Jason Voorhees Part 2 walking across the road.
And he stops like, what?
Yeah, he literally like, what's up? It's like
he's walking.
And like, now that I watch it, it's like, all right, it's not the scariest, but it is one of those scenes that I've heard throughout other horror content and things like that, where it's like the daylight, you never like usually see it that crystal clear. Usually it is like kind of hidden, because you see a shadow like figure throughout the movie. Yeah. Like, we have seen the alien, but nobody else in the movie had confirmed it yet. They're still like, oh, is it somebody playing a prank on us? Oh, is it just something crazy going on? And then like that, when Mel Gibson's going through the corn for like one of the last times.
So that's a good scene too. It sounds like it's like right behind him.
And it makes like the fucking Predator noise and shit. And he drops the fucking flashlight. You fucking horror people, man. Like, hold on to your lights, man.
And then when he gets it back on, and he's picking up and he flashes it, see the leg going through, he takes off.
He just like knees to chest, bitch. He is moving. Mel Gibson's character is so realistic in this film. Yeah, where it's like you're trying to be like this father figure, this male alpha, and it's just like, yo, when you're scared, man.
Yeah.
Especially stuff you've never fucking seen before.
Yeah.
And then. Jeez, I'm sorry, guys. I have bronchitis. So I'm fighting through this for the podcast, so don't mind my coughing fits. The kid. What do you think? I always thought it was really interesting. I didn't pick up on it as much when I was a kid. This is a smart little kid.
The daughter?
No, the boy.
Okay, how?
Because he sees everything that's going on. He analyzes the situation, goes and gets a book, and then you see. Like, do you have any feelings or thoughts towards the house that matched perfectly, and then 3 bodies laying in the yard? And it was like, what do you think? I mean, obviously, at the time you're assuming it's foreshadowing for the end of the movie, but like, that's their house and his family lying there.
Yeah, so that's how it was going to play out. It was going to be them taking him, and killing the other 3.
Yeah.
That was the road it was supposed to go down. It was no coincidence he got that book. They all sat there and saw it.
Yeah. So do you think they took Joaquin, or do you think they took Mel?
They took the son.
Oh, they took the boy.
Yeah. Remember, at one point, the alien has him at one point anyway.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even put that together. Yeah.
Take him, because he probably knows this one is the smartest one.
Yeah, he's one of the smartest ones here. Yeah.
And I feel like they were after kids, I feel like. They showed about the kids.
They said they were trying to use they weren't here for anything other than the people.
He shows up at a kid's birthday party.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't even pick up on
takes Mel Gibson's son.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's going after.
Man, that part in the basement.
Oh, with the hand?
Camouflage, motherfucker. Yeah. I told you. That shit was turning into shit in front of you. Oh.
Yeah. And the fact that they both saw it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's like, what? I can imagine being that kid. Yeah. Shit is in my pants.
And now he has an asthma attack.
Yeah, I'm feeling that right now. But that whole basement scene, so you get to the point where like it's on. It's going down. Aliens are here.
And you're right, they're smart. He said they're making noises just to distract us.
Yeah, they're like making all this
Just banging
running
on
around the
shit,
house, banging on
different spots,
shit.
running around.
Yeah, man. And then they go to the basement, and you have the worst utilization of saving your lights that you could ever have. And so what's funny is when I was a kid, me and my brother had these WWE plush dolls that like were decent sized.
Yeah.
Me and my brother used to like, it was WWF at the time, but we used to like wrestle a lot, like kids. Yeah. We were in our room, and my brother grabbed one of them and swung it up, and he smashed out the light in our bedroom.
Yeah.
So then, and Joaquin, he's looking for a weapon.
Yeah.
Got it. Just immediately. The only light source they had in a basement at night.
Yeah.
It just made me chuckle because I'm like, I get it. I've been in those situations. You're just so excited.
You're
you finally found
excited.
something.
Yeah.
And then you got that whole intenseness. And then, I mentioned this on the Scream 2002 episode where I said, of course, Jenna Ortega's character had asthma.
Okay.
Of course. This kid had asthma. Adds great plot thickening devices. So you just need asthma, and it really adds some added spice to the movie.
What's so funny is at one point he was like laid out.
Yeah.
And Mel Gibson's character went into his pocket and pulled out the baby monitor. I thought it was going to be his inhaler.
Oh, really?
Like, you dumb fuck.
It was in his pocket the whole time. Yeah.
But speaking of the kids, though, so the thing with the water.
Oh, the little girl, yeah.
What's up with that? Is it holy water?
No, it's not. It's just water.
Regular water.
Yeah. They're not used to the
wetness?
No, they say like there's shit in our water.
Like in Flint?
Fluoride and shit.
Okay, yeah.
No. We're not talking about them poor people that had fucking poop water for years.
Yes.
But they do say that there's like additives in our tap water.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because it's not, and even if somehow M. Night's character just knew everything, and was like, they don't like water, I'm going to a lake. And I was like,
yeah, but he heard it on the news.
Well, I think he broke it down on where they were attacking too, because I think he said that like they're only attacking like middle land areas.
Okay.
But yeah, he figured that out a little too quick for me.
Well, it's M. Night.
Yeah, he directed it.
Of course, he has to be the smartest character in there.
Yeah. I may fix dogs, but aliens know exactly what they're up to. Because in War of the Worlds, it's our unhealthiness that gets them. It's our like oxygen and the pollution and stuff. So aliens always usually get got because of just shit we're just used to.
But if they're so smart,
well, there's shit that they don't account for.
It's water.
It's shit that they don't account for.
It's not water where they're from?
Maybe not. They might be nitrogen-based creatures. I don't know, dude.
Okay.
It's like an evolution what I just watched. I just started watching some alien movies, man. Fire made them get huge. So, and then sulfate caused them to die.
So I guess if you live on the coast, you're good.
I'd be fine.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you'd be even better.
Yeah, so
you got a 15-minute walk to the ocean.
I would just live on the boardwalk.
Yeah, but then there's movies like, what was that one? Where like they fucking invade from the ocean. That shit was crazy. It was like Battleground Earth Galactic or some shit.
Yeah, any type of underwater.
No, they weren't underwater. They just sent their fucking pods into the ocean.
Yeah, but it has to come from the water.
Yeah. Oh, anything, yeah. Anything like actually.
Creatures from the water. Yeah. No thanks.
See, I think the reason you don't want to believe in aliens is because what if they came out with like, it was like, they're all tentacles. Then you're fucked. You're not surviving anything.
No, I just had fear run through my body just now.
Yeah. I'm saying like some aliens are depicted as that.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's how like they got through space.
What? Ugh. That's disgusting. Just think
because
about
they
it.
say that octopus look very out of this world, and I think that's one
of
your big.
And they're fucking terrifying.
I think that's why you're so scared of them is because they don't look like shit else on this planet. I mean, not everything looks like something, but octopus definitely look like they're from another planet.
Yeah, they shouldn't be on this planet at all.
They're just waiting for their moment to attack.
Probably.
Ugh,
they're waiting.
Poor Jake.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it, bud.
No, I'm not.
See, he's looking at the signs.
Yeah.
He knows why octopus are the scariest animals on the planet because technically they're aliens just waiting.
Heed my warning and ignore my aluminum foil hat.
They can't hear our thoughts. The reason we did these for the episode is so that they don't get any advantages on us.
Yeah, no kind of intel.
No kind of intel. You're not getting intel here from the J Squared Horror Podcast. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And then you get to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to circle back real quick, I don't understand the little girl and her water thing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, they never explained it. It never made any sense, but it worked.
Yeah, because she has different reasons why she doesn't fuck
This
with the
one's
water.
old. This one tastes. What does she keep saying? It's so adorable.
There's hair in this one.
It's contaminated.
It's contaminated.
Yeah. And like what little 6-year-old
She
girl
is stressed out
dropping
about
contaminated
this fucking water. So,
honey, there's something wrong with our water. No, my sister's just weird.
yeah, she's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
So I always thought because, Mel Gibson's character used to be a father.
Well, he blessed all the water.
Or maybe at that point he was starting to regain his faith.
No,
So it made all the water holy water? I don't know.
They're not demons. They're aliens. Holy water would have no effect on an alien.
You don't know that?
I do.
How?
The only thing that holy water affects is something that is anti-Christ.
Okay, so aliens wouldn't be anti-Christ?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Because technically, if you believe in Christ, he created everything.
All right, fair point. Moving along.
Boom, destroyed Jake in 5 words. That's the best argument I've ever had. And it was fucking religion-based.
Yeah, not even horror at all.
Not even horror at all. I'm going to scratch that. I'm going to somehow edit that part out. It's just going to go blank for a second. So, yeah, do you think that alien hunted down Mel Gibson?
100%.
I wonder why.
He chopped his fucking fingers off.
Yeah, but how did he get out of that room?
He figured it out.
Also, one thing that I hated.
Or maybe when M. Night was leaving, he ran across someone else and they sent someone over there. And maybe
somebody could have just went into the house and opened the door, honestly, because something was banging around.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? And then opened it, and now they're... And it probably just took off.
Yeah.
I don't think you even killed that person. I don't think. Probably
just real quick.
Gotta go. Yeah.
I would love that feature, though.
Yeah.
Like, of all alien things, like the acid from Alien is pretty cool. That's a little, spitting on people seems kind of aggressive and mean. That's like one of the rudest things to do to somebody.
To spit on people?
Yeah.
Like spit on someone's forehead or something?
It's rude, Jake. Contextually. I hate you right now.
But, like, with
the thing is cool.
It is. So
you can be like, hey, what's this? And you just fucking...
That's why.
You like my cologne? I got you, bitch.
That's like when...
I'd 100% be a serial killer. 1,000%.
The no coincidence. It wasn't coincidence. He had asthma.
That's what I was getting to. The asthma thing. So real quick, the one thing I hated was the random fucking stars and moons in the fucking doors. Didn't understand that shit. We're just gonna look right past that. Would they punch perfectly human drawn shapes into the fucking doors? Okay. But then so they said that they left the wounded. The aliens.
Yeah.
They left there wounded.
Yeah.
So do you think that dude was just left there and he's like, I know how I'm going to get you because you love this? Do you think at that point that taking him was completely off the board and he was just like, you fucked me up, I'm going to fuck you up? Because they said they left the wounded. The aliens were gone at that point. They waited it out. But I think that they were like, nah, you only got 2 fingers now. You're not worthy of coming back with us.
Damn.
Or that alien could have just been hell-bent on being like, I know who did this. I'm going to get him. Maybe he had his own little UFO hanging out right there. I don't know. They never showed that. I wish I would have seen at least one UFO.
He said, I will meet you guys.
Yeah, I'll catch you guys home. 15, 20.
Give me 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got a kid that's pretty smart. I'm going to grab him real quick. And also, fuck up this dad.
Yeah.
Then you get the sweet swing away.
Yeah.
But there's one part of that I hate.
And?
For a fact, water hurts him.
Yeah.
So you continue to swing the bat at glasses of water? Nah, son, bat's hitting the ground. I'm grabbing every single one of those cups
throwing
them on them.
Yeah.
I hated that. Like you can't confirm that water causes a boo-boo.
Yeah.
And then still, I mean, I guess because your adrenaline's still high, but when that happens, everybody kind of takes a moment. They're like, oh, interesting.
All right, well,
thanks, little girl, for having
475
cups. I tried to find 2 cups clear cups for us to do a funny little thing with. I don't have that many cups. Aliens hit my house. I'm just grabbing my spigot and aiming. Like, it is what it is, man. But yeah, I thought that was like, come on, M. Night.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I would have loved to see Joaquin in there just picking up cups and just
tosses at him.
Then he gets the stew mocker. He gets the TV.
Yeah.
So it does kill. I guess it's confirmed now.
Yeah.
It can kill an alien. It can kill stew mocker.
So he will not be in Parsecs.
But overall, this movie is a legitimate, enjoyable experience.
It is.
So with that being said, Jake, on a scale from 1 to 10, where do you rate Signs?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I rate Signs an 8.5.
Nice.
What about you?
Right there with you.
8.5?
8.5.
Okay.
That's exactly what I thought last night after I watched it. I wanted to hear yours. Yeah, it's a great movie. And an 8.5 is a very high ranking from both of us.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I think if Mel Gibson had to square off against Tom Cruise, Mel Gibson's Alien Survival Instincts will win. Because Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds is garbage. But anyway, just had to sprinkle that in there. Thank you guys so much for always tuning into the J Squared Horror Podcast. Because of my having to go to doctors and all this stuff, we do not have a plan for next week quite yet. But as soon as we know, we will let you guys know. So a big shout out to our supporters, Jeff Balance, who always does our design work. He did our new logo, which you saw if you watched the Friday the 13th episode. It's in the intro of that. We are super duper excited about that.
Love it.
If you guys like our new logo, let us know in the comments down below. If anybody comments what they think about the new logo, maybe you'll get something with it on it. Maybe you'll be the first person ever to have that logo on something, because we don't even have that yet. But if you comment down below that it's an amazing logo, we'll work something out for you guys. Yeah. Big shout out to Lucky Riggs, who does our intro and our outro music. Big shout out to Trademark Printing, who, if we need to get merchandise for you guys, that's who's going to be printing it. So we love those guys over there. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, fans, for always tuning into the J Squared Horror Podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week. And remember, it's hip to be squared.